Welcome back to another episode of Cindy's Kitchen. Today we are going to make rice pudding. Now, to make rice pudding the way I make it, what I did was I took a pan, okay, this is a caldero, it's called in Spanish, it's like a big heavy pot. And then I put 4 cups of water, it's boiling. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take bay leaves. 1, 2, let's put 4 of them. Well, 3 is good. 3 bay leaves. Now the reason why you put bay leaves in when you're making rice pudding is because the bay leaves, what it does is it separates, lets like the taste of the rice and of the milk and everything that I put in there, the cinnamon, to come out, so you can it makes release all the taste of everything that you put in there. Well, okay, so now what we're gonna do is the water's boiling. Come here, half a cup of rice. See, in a measuring thing, half a cup of rice into 4 cups of boiling water with 3 bay leaves. If you don't have bay leaves, you don't have to put it. You're still gonna have the flavors of everything. But if you don't have bay leaves, you don't have to. So half a cup of rice, 1 can of carnation milk. Okay, you know how they say carnation milk, you have to put for 1 can of milk, 2 cans of water, well, the water is already in there. So there's 1 can of carnation milk. This is a 1/4 teaspoon. I usually make my rice pudding with real cinnamon sticks, but since I don't have, we're gonna use cinnamon powder, okay? This one is very fresh and very good. So for now, I'm gonna put a 1/4 teaspoon or a 1/4 tablespoon of cinnamon powder. And this is nutmeg. So the nutmeg is very strong, so we don't want to use a 1/4, but we're gonna put half of a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, we put it in there. Like I said, we're gonna be throwing everything in there. You'll see. It takes no time because the water right now, what it's gonna do is gonna get all that soft. Okay, now this is vanilla extract. So let's put a 1/4 teaspoon, guys, of vanilla extract, eh? Right in there too. And I also like to put in cloves, but the little clove, like those allspice cloves, I don't have any. I ran out. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put ground clove. But I'm gonna put, yeah, a 1/4 teaspoon. What the heck, right? Yeah, throw it in there. That smells really good. Uh-oh, let's put this down. Looks like it's boiling here. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna let that simmer, okay? Because what it's doing is boiling. The rice is already in there. Let that simmer, and then we're gonna put. Come here. This is seasoned. This is sea salt, just a little bit, because like they always say, anything that's sweet needs a little bit of salt, right? Yep, that's the way it is. And now, and for the sugar, because it's rice pudding, I think I'm gonna wait for the sugar to put it in, but we're just gonna do it all together because I'm showing you guys how to do it. I don't want you guys getting nervous and then, oh, what time, and 5 minutes and 10 minutes. No, you know what? It's boiling, let's put it all. Half a cup of sugar and another half a cup of sugar. I think it's a 1/4 cup, right? Because it's rice pudding, so the thing has to be sweet. You know what? What the heck? We're gonna go with 1 cup of sugar. So this is like, right? A whole cup. So it's half a cup, a whole cup of sugar. That is kind of like light brown sugar. If you don't have light, you can put white, but just the smell. I'm gonna grab a spoon because what I want to do is I want to move it like, you know, side by side. But I wish you can be here so you can actually, you know, smell this. It's very watery still, but all this is gonna reduce. I don't want to go and take a break, not until it starts boiling, because what this is gonna happen is this is gonna boil, and I'm gonna let it boil, and it's gonna dry, and it's gonna dry, and it's gonna cook. And when it gets like a little bit that is starting to dry, like reside, you see the milk? Come here. So you can see that it looks like it's gonna start boiling. Hold on a second, let me put it on high so you can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. You see those little bubbles around? That means that's gonna start boiling. So as it's boiling, it's gonna do that like for 10 minutes until it resides, okay? You don't have to cook it on high. The only reason I put it on high now is so I can show you guys what is gonna be happening. That's what's happening. Now you can see the bubbles, right? Taking action. So that means that rice is cooking, is boiling, is steaming, is making it soft with the carnation, taste of that carnation milk and your sugar and your cinnamon and your nutmeg and your vanilla extracts and your cloves. I mean, this is gonna be like, I'm gonna tell you, for the people that don't eat meat, this is a great dessert. Or just eat it as a meal. Sometimes I eat it as a meal. Here you go, boiling. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna take a break. Don't forget to subscribe. I also wanted to let you guys know that once in a while, come and look at right now, why it's boiling like that and reducing, because that's what it's doing. It's cooking the rice once in a while, okay? You can get a pan handle, hold your thing on the side so you don't get burned, and once in a while you gotta move it, because you want to make sure you see the rice is starting to cook. You don't want that rice to get stuck in that pan. Not all the time, but every like 30 seconds, move it. And move it again, and I'll see you guys like in 10 minutes. Welcome back to Cindy's Kitchen. I told you guys like 10-15 minutes, but it's been actually, guys, almost 20 minutes, okay? And I forgot to tell you guys also that, remember I told you guys that as it's just moving like every 30 seconds, you see how it's drying out? So that means that it's almost done. Now, what you do is, before you even think that it's done, you have to try the rice. You always take like a little bit of rice, like even one piece of grain, and taste it. If it's soft, that means it's almost good. If it's not, then just put a little bit more water, like another half a cup of water inside. And you always, the only reason I have it on high is because I want it to be done so I can show you guys how it's done. But you always leave that on simmer, okay? So I'm just fishing out the bay leaves, okay? That's it, because I only put 3 of them inside. And you see how that is, you see drying. But now before we serve that, what I wanted to show you guys is how we made this. Remember, it was 4 cups of water. 4 cups of water, you can put it in any pan that you want. Try to make it in a pan that it doesn't stick in the bottom. Rice pudding, right? Half a cup of rice and 4 cups of water, 3 bay leaves. These are the bay leaves. You always fish them out right before you serve your rice pudding. 1 cup of carnation milk, and a 1/4 teaspoon, I made a mistake before and I'm sorry for that, I apologize guys, a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is all you're gonna need, and a little pinch of salt. You guys saw me like 2 or 3 little things. So this is your rice pudding, guys, right here. Ginger, move, honey. Okay, and what we're gonna do also after we serve it, we're gonna put a little bit of lime zest, okay, on top of it. And I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do that. Let me get a bowl. Where's that bowl? Oh, it's right here. Let's get this bowl. This is ready to serve. It's just like very, very hot. See it? So I'm gonna like stay here with you guys, letting it dry a little bit more. Hold on a second, Mike. Let me get a rag. Okay, you have to back up a little bit, Mike, because I don't want you to see how it is, guys. That means that it's almost, you don't want your rice pudding so dry. It looks like this because it's very hot, but once you serve it and it cools off, it'll dry, you know. So you really don't want it to be that dry, because it will. As it gets cold, I turn it off. Okay?
Gets thick.
It gets thick, exactly. So this is good enough, you see, and it's brown like that because of the cinnamon. I'm telling you guys, if you guys, this is a great dessert. If you're hungry, see that? And that was half a cup. You can serve, a couple of people can eat from this. Excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, let's continue on this. Here we go. And of course, you guys probably know that this is for my husband. He loves this. And I know he's always on a diet, you know, here and there. But when I make these delicious things like this, he's like, oh, baby, you got to serve me some. And I'm like, of course I am. So this is our rice pudding, guys. You take a little bit of lime like that. You see just for the skin. Oh, am I doing it the right way? Yeah. Just a little bit like that, guys. Eh? And you want that lemon zest up in there like that. Can you see that? Yeah? Maybe a little bit more? Okay, that's enough, because you don't want to put that much. And I'm going to tell you guys, oh, my son got me the wrong plate there. Guys, I never serve fruit like that. And voila, rice pudding, delicious. Anybody can make it. Thanks for watching. And I hope you enjoyed this delicious rice pudding that we just made all together. Okay?